Our nation is celebrating the month of March as Women's History Month. While first established by Congress in 1987, women have been making significant contributions and accomplishments inside the LAPD for more than 100 years. Women first joined the LAPD in the late 1800s, but it took until 1910 for the first female LAPD officer to have arrest powers. Alice Stebbins Wells broke through that barrier, yet her and so many others after her, over the course of the next 100 years, would see struggles and hardships to be given the same opportunities as their counterparts. Despite the obstacles and resistance, both within the department as well as society, I'm grateful that women such as Officer Stebbins Wells and numerous others continue to challenge the status quo. It was only in the 1970s that women finally attained the right to promote above the rank of sergeant, and it would take decades more for the pioneers of the next generations to ascend to the highest ranks of the department. Each of these generations of women's dedication, tenacity, and hard work would eventually break down barriers and overcome prejudice and bias to allow women to expand their roles and responsibilities. I'm proud of the work of these pioneers and the path they provided for those that followed. In the month of March, we celebrate their legacy while also remembering that more work is needed to achieve gender diversity, equity, and inclusion of women across the entire department. I encourage each of you to come downtown to see our front lobby, where we've put up a mural displaying our history and images and brief storylines of a number of women responsible for the achievements we've seen. Additionally, as part of our month-long celebration, we are petitioning, with the full support of our Board of Police Commissioners, our City Council to rename Northeast Station posthumously for one of our more recent pioneers, retired Deputy Chief Margaret Peggy York. She started her career with the Los Angeles Police Department as a radio operator in the 1960s and as a single mom. She later attended the academy and became a Los Angeles policewoman, and then a police officer in 1974 as a result of the litigation of another pioneer, Sergeant Fran Blake, to force the department to give women the same responsibilities as their counterparts. Deputy Chief York would excel over the course of her 30-plus years, working homicide as a detective, holding command and staff officer positions, and becoming the first woman to be appointed as a Deputy Chief of Police. I had the privilege of working for Chief York during her time as the Deputy Chief of Operations Central Bureau. She was a talented professional who was dedicated to the people of Los Angeles, displayed solid leadership and support of our people while continuing to strive for greater inclusion of women. I am grateful to our first Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, Commander Ruby Flores, as well as the Los Angeles Women's Peace Officer and Associates organization for their work in achieving this tribute. However, while this tribute and our celebration of our past accomplishments are important, we must also remember that more challenges continue. Over the course of the last decade, despite efforts to deepen our representation of women in our sworn ranks, women representation remains stubbornly below 20% of our workforce, and their representation in the ranks of sergeant and lieutenants have also stagnated. We can and will do better, not to simply achieve a number, but to achieve the benefits gender equality provides this department and the people of Los Angeles. I encourage each of you to go onto the DEI webpage on LAPD Online and see our DEI strategic plan. In there, you'll find our specific steps being taken to better identify not only how to attract more qualified women to join the department, but how to deepen their representation in all our ranks. For example, I believe our current structures and requirements do not meet the needs of our people today, including women who all too often are called upon to be the one to stay home when someone is sick or in need of care in the family. We've seen law enforcement agencies in other parts of the world, like Scotland and other countries, redefine structures and requirements that resulted in significant strides in gender equity, while still achieving operational needs of protecting and serving their communities. This department must pursue similar strategies, and I look forward to not only advocating and supporting those strategies, but seeing the work done to accomplish just that. Stay safe out there, and thank you for the work you do each day for the people of Los Angeles. God bless.